Hello, friends, and welcome to Email Marketing Thursday. I'm your host, Kerry, and thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, How to Monitor Your Email Deliverability with Google Postmaster Tools. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification. If you like this video and get some good value out of it, please hit the like or thumbs up as well, whether you're watching this on YouTube, LinkedIn, or on Facebook. And as always, please share this with anyone that might benefit from it or find it of interest as well. I'd appreciate that. And as always, you can please leave a comment. That would be much appreciated as well. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to get back to you if you have any questions or concerns. So let me share with you what I have for you today, and we'll get you on your way. So right here, you can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. It's Google Postmaster Tools, right? So in order to get there, you can go to postmaster.google.com right here in the URL. And then you can set it up and you can add your domain and then verify your domain, and then you can get some data from your domain once you've added it. So if I want to look at this, like, it'll default to 7 days over here, but if I want to, I'll do 120 days. First item up for grabs here is the spam rate. So I can see user reported spam rate, and you can see if I hover over it, you can see where people have basically opted out and maybe claimed spam. So you can see it's usually 0, but it could be as high as 0.05 without having any issue. 0.03 is the highest I see here in the last 120 days. And so you can scroll through, you can look at the data vertically here too, as each day you can see what the spam rate was each day for the last 120 days. So that's looking pretty good, right? So that helps my deliverability. If my spam rate's really low, that's a good thing. Next thing we have is IP reputation. Now this is a little bit out of your control because the email service providers, right? ActiveCampaign, SendLane, Market Hero, Aweber, MailChimp, etc. This is controlled by them typically. So you need to be aware of what your IP reputation looks like. So you are using typically a shared IP, meaning there's multiple people or multiple accounts inside of those email marketing service providers that mail from that same IP address. So you might have some bad actors on there that are causing your IP reputation to be low or bad. And I had experienced this over the course of what you see here in the red. So I had them update my IP address to a different IP address late as of, I think it was right here around April 27th. And you can see it's now in the medium range, but still not high. So I'm still on an IP that's just okay. If I really wanted to get a much better result from my deliverability, I could argue that I need to be put onto another IP address where I see it in the green, and then I can really not have anything much more else I could do in order to improve my deliverability if I was in the green on this particular metric. So this is a very important metric, but unfortunately it's a little bit out of your control. Although most email marketing service providers like ActiveCampaign will work with you and move you if you can provide kind of proof, like I did a screen grab showing this and they moved me over to a new IP. So you can definitely get moved around if you need to, and I definitely recommend you do that if you're seeing yourself in the bad or low range. Next one is domain reputation, right? So domain reputation is your actual domain that you're mailing from, in this case vegastechgroup.com. So I have a high domain reputation, which is fantastic. You can see it says high all the way across the board the last 120 days. So you definitely want to make sure you're in the high range for your domain reputation. Feedback loop, I don't really pay attention to much. This is spam feedback loop across flagged identifiers. We're down here in the zeros, which is great. So I'm cool with that. Authentication, this is your DKIM, your SPF, your DMARC success rate, right? And of course, I have DKIM success rate of 100%. DMARC success rate is typically 100%. The SPF success rate, which is interesting, is at 0, and I've never been able to quite figure out why with ActiveCampaign it's not higher. I know they control the SPF, so I do believe it's something that's out of my control at the moment. I don't think I have much control over it with ActiveCampaign. If anyone knows otherwise, I'd love to hear from you about that. But I've asked even ActiveCampaign about it, and they've given me some answer to that. It's not that important of a factor, number one, and number two, that they control it. So there you go. And then encryption. This is another one. I went back to domain. Okay, encryption traffic. So inbound TLS rate, outbound TLS rate, it's 100%. Outbound is not showing. I'm not quite sure what outbound should be, if it should be showing or not, but 100% on inbound looks good to me. Delivery errors will be the very last one you have here, and you can see if you have 0% delivery error rate, that's awesome. I did have an issue here, 1.4% delivery rate error rate back on February 16th, 2022. Not quite sure why that happened, but as you can see, overall, it's very, very good. So all these factors are really, really good, and my deliverability should be better than it is. And I think if it isn't as good as it should be, it's about 90% or 99% chance it has something to do with this IP reputation. So again, as long as your spam rate's good, your domain reputation's really good. These are the three major ones you need to worry about: spam rate, IP reputation, domain reputation. As long as the spam rate's good, domain reputation's good, then just check your IP reputation. And if it's not good enough, that's where the culprit might lie, and that's maybe why you're going to either spam or you're going to the promotions folder, perhaps more often than not. But more or less, this is about spam versus promotions folder, unfortunately. So this will not help you get out of the promotions folder in Gmail as much as you would hope. But the higher these, the better the data. If this was green and high, much more likely not to at least ever end up in the spam folder, which is the number one goal we should all have. So I hope this helped. I hope you got some good value out of it. If you did, please hit that like or thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And if you're watching this over on LinkedIn or on Facebook, please hit the like there as well. And as always, please share this with anyone that might also find it of interest or could benefit them. So again, I appreciate you for tuning in today. And as always, we'll see you right back here again real soon. Take care.